everyone, my name is Chelsea and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I have my April book haul. So one thing I have been doing this year is a book buying ban. There are some exceptions to the rule. Basically my book boxes, anything that is a special edition that I just have to have, or ebooks that are greatly discounted. And so I have numbers that are not going to reflect what you guys saw in this haul last month. I actually had a second haul go up pretty soon after that first one last month because I ended up buying a humble bundle of Image comics, and so yeah, that was like 44 different comics that I talked about in that video. I'll leave it linked down below in case you haven't seen it, but that obviously messed up my numbers quite a bit for March. So I ended up at 692 books on my TBR, both physical and ebook, at the end of March. I started off this year below that, so this is like going higher than I ever wanted it to go, but the Image comics were like super cheap. I got like, I think I said 44 for $25, and so I obviously could not pass that up. Well, this month is not going to be much different. I have 31 books to talk to you guys about today. 2 of them are physical. The rest of them I bought from Humble Bundle again because they had Kodansha manga. We're gonna start with the 2 physical books and then we will move into those. But just know my numbers went up again. So the first book I have here is the Illumicrate edition of Gallant by V.E. Schwab. I did not do a separate unboxing of this because I did feel that the box came like super late compared to when all the other people were posting their videos for unboxings, especially the UK people, which I know they're gonna get their boxes first, but when I get my box like over a week after they've already posted videos, it just feels super late. But I did actually unbox it in a vlog, so if you are still curious about what was in the box with this book, I will leave the vlog link down below. But this one is a highly anticipated book for me. I've been absolutely loving like basically all the V.E. Schwab I've read. I have not branched out more than I think 3 different series so far. I want to read more, I just haven't yet. But this is a new YA from her that is going to have almost like this dual reality sort of thing. I don't want to read too much into it, but from my understanding, a girl goes back to her family's home and her father is potentially on like the other side of stuff, and it might not be a good thing. We're gonna see. I absolutely love the aesthetics of this book in general, not even just the Illumicrate one, but like everything about this book. The Illumicrate one is gorgeous, but yeah, I'm very excited to read it. It is much shorter than I thought it was going to be. I don't know what I thought it was going to be, but like, this is it. It's a cute little tiny book. I'm very excited for it. And then my only other physical book is A Hunt of Shadows by Elise Kova. This is a book that I technically should have hauled in March, in my actual March haul video, but it was in my mailbox and I forgot to go check my mail before I filmed that, so it is in this video here. But this is one that I'm counting as a special edition because it is the standard hardcover from Elise Kova. They're always absolutely gorgeous, but I did buy this off of her Etsy so that it would be signed because I do have the first book in this series signed as well. The first book is A Trial of Sorcerers that I read last year. 5 out of 5 stars. One of my favorite books of the year. I can't remember like where it was on that list, but it was on that list. And this is the sequel. The first book is about a world that has like elemental magic, and so our main character is going to have water, like ice magic, that kind of stuff, and there's a magical competition. Shit goes down in that first book, especially near the end, and I'm so curious to see what is going to happen in this one. I do believe our main character is going to be going to another continent or another country, because the whole point of the magical competition in the first book was to see who was going to go on this journey to this other country because they want to like make a treaty with them, that kind of thing. But yeah, I absolutely love the first book, had to buy the second book, and because of the fact that I wanted it signed, I am counting it as a collector's edition, special edition type of thing, which I am allowed to break my book buying ban for. I need to read this. Okay, and so then that is the physical books. We are now going to talk about the Kodansha Humble Bundle. So Humble Bundle, in case you did not see my earlier video on this type of thing, is a website that gets very, very cheap books. I think they do like also video games and other kinds of things. And when you make a purchase, part of your purchase goes to charity. And so the charity for the Kodansha one, I can't remember off the top of my head what it was, and I don't know if I can look it up anymore, but it was some sort of library charity where they were doing like scholarships for college and things like that. So some of the proceeds that they receive from that type of bundle goes to that charity. I ended up purchasing not the top tier of the Kodansha bundle, but the second to top tier, which had a total of 56 different volumes of manga for $30. I did not download all 56. There were 2 specific series that I just knew I was not going to be reading. One was an age gap romance that I was just not comfortable reading, and one was about OB and obstetrics and gynecology, and I'm currently pregnant and I don't want to read about baby stuff, especially since some of it seems like the storylines are more of the like anxiety inducing type of ones, and so I was like, no thank you. And then there was a couple different volumes of different series that were like the last 2 volumes in a series, and like some of those last 2 volumes were like book 13 and 14 or book 35 and 36, and so I did not download those ones. I should be able to download them in the future if I decide to start those series and then want to continue with the ones that I have. But I ended up downloading 29 volumes, so I paid $30 for 29 volumes technically. That's still an amazing deal because these are volumes of manga. So I'm gonna go through this, and yeah, let's start at the top. So the first series that I received is A Condition Called Love by Megumi Morino, and I received volumes 1 through 6. I'm gonna tell you, I don't know much about these series off the top of my head really, so I'm probably going to end up reading the summary of volume 1 for each of the series that we're talking about. So, for A Condition Called Love, it says, Haruto is a 16-year-old high school first year who has always been ambivalent about love, preferring instead to have a lively life with her family and friends. So when she sees her schoolmate, Hananoi-kun, sitting in the snow after a messy public breakup, she thinks nothing of offering to share her umbrella. But when he asks her out in the middle of her classroom the next day, she can't help but feel that her life is about to change in a big way. Then I received volumes 1 through 3 of Blue Lock by Muneyuki Kaneshiro. After a disastrous defeat at the 2018 World Cup, Japan's team struggles to regroup. But what's missing? An absolute ace striker who can guide them to the win. The Japan Football Union is hell-bent on creating a striker who hungers for goals and thirsts for victory, and who can be the decisive instrument in turning around a losing match. And to do so, they've gathered 300 of Japan's best and brightest youth players. Who will emerge to lead the team, and will they be able to outmuscle and out-ego everyone who stands in their way? So obviously this is going to be a sports manga. I don't like sports particularly, however, reading about sports and sports manga and like that kind of stuff, I don't mind. Next we have volumes 1 through 3 of Blue Period by Tsubasa Yamaguchi. Yatora is the perfect high school student with good grades and lots of friends. It's an effortless performance and ultimately a dull one. But he wanders into the art room one day and a lone painting captures his eye, awakening him to a kind of beauty he never knew. Compelled and consumed, he dives in headfirst, and he's about to learn how savage and unforgiving art can be. Then I have volumes 1 through 5 of Our Precious Conversations by Robiko. Nozomi Aizawa has kept her feelings for her schoolmate Azuma-kun a secret for a while, but the time has come for her to finally confess. His response, though, is far from ordinary. Led in circles by his hilarious tangents, these 2 awkward teenagers find themselves growing ever closer while muddling through misunderstandings and off-topic rants. When the airheaded stalker Aizawa-san finally connects with the petulant, know-it-all Azuma-kun, the result is a romantic comedy worth talking about. And then I have volumes 1 through 7 of the Quintessential Quintuplets by Negi Haruba. One day, a poor high school second year named Futaro Ugesuki comes across a private tutoring gig with good pay, but his pupils are his classmates, and they're quintuplets. They're all gorgeous girls, but they're troublemakers who hate to study and are on the verge of flunking out. And his first task is simply gaining the sisters' trust. Every day is a party. The curtain is rising on the Nakano Quintuplets quirky romantic comedy with 5 times the cute. Then I have the first volume of What Did You Eat Yesterday by Fumi Noshinaga. Shiro Kake, a lawyer by day and gourmand by night, lives with his boyfriend Kenji Yabuki, an outgoing salon stylist. While the pair navigate the personal and professional minefields of modern gay life, Kenji serves an enthusiastic taste tester for Shiro's wide and varied made-from-scratch meals. And then finally, I have volumes 1 through 4 of Hat Atelier, I probably said that wrong, by Kamome Shirahama. A touch of magic in a world where everyone takes wonders like magic spells and dragons for granted. Coco is a girl with a simple dream. She wants to be a witch, but everybody knows magicians are born, not made, and Coco was not born with a gift for magic. Resigned to her unmagical life, Coco is about to give up on her dream to become a witch, until the day she meets Kifrey, a mysterious traveling magician. After secretly seeing Kifrey perform magic in a way she's never seen before, Coco soon learns what everybody knows might not be the truth, and discovers that her magical dream may not be as far away as it may seem. So one thing I will say, even though I did not know a lot of the summaries for this off the top of my head, these are books that I have seen other booktubers and friends absolutely love. So like a lot of these I had heard of before. I also love Kodansha in general. I want to say Kodansha is probably one of my most purchased publishers of manga. So when I saw that this was a thing, I had to get it. I am very, very excited. I also think because of the fact that I have multiple volumes in a lot of these series, it'll be something that I can easily marathon through and get those TBR numbers back down. Hopefully, because yeah, my number now has crawled to over 700. I'm at 713 books now at the time of filming this. I do have a couple more books that I wanted to try to get through by the end of April, so this number will hopefully still go down a little bit, but I'm over 700 books on my TBR now. Yeah. But one thing I will say again about manga, I personally love having at least like 3 volumes to try new series out. So none of these series did we receive like the whole series. We received some volumes in them and then they have continued past that. But that means I will definitely get a good feel for these series by reading the first few volumes to see if I want to continue them. Because a lot of them sound really, really cute. And yes, I'm ready. So I'm sad that I'm over 700 books on my TBR, but I'm not mad at it either, if that makes sense. I mean, obviously I've been doing really, really well about not buying a ton of physical books, but yeah, I've bought 2 Humble Bundles in the past like month and a bit, and so those have definitely taken my number up. That's gonna be it for today. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up to let me know. Subscribe to this channel if you'd like to see more videos. I do have videos up Tuesdays and Thursdays, so I will see you then. Bye!